Number is a book that appears as to how the universe is structured in a deeply mathematical way. And today, we will tackle the topic in Chapter 5, From Violins to Videos. It has become conventional in mathematics that it is categorized as pure and applied mathematics. First mathematician is Carl Friedrich Gauss. He called the number theory as the queen of mathematics. It is a branch of pure mathematics devoted to the study of natural numbers and integers. He also calculated the orbit of Ceres, which is the first asteroid to be discovered. Gauss made several major innovations, and some of which remains in use to this day.
Now, imagine an idealized violin string that is stretched in a straight line between two fixed supports. As you pull the string sideways, its elastic tension increases, which produces a force that pulls the string back to its original position. When you let go, it begins to accelerate under the act of this force, obeying Newton's law of motion. However, when it returns to its initial position, it is moving rapidly because it has been accelerating the whole time. Now, the tension pulls in the opposite direction, slowing it down until it comes to a halt.
Strings vibrate much too fast for the naked eye to see any one instantaneous shape. But the Greeks found an important evidence for the idea that strings can vibrate at many different frequencies. They showed that the pitch depends on the position of the notes placed along the length of the string, which remains stationary. In general, the number of notes is an integer, and the notes are equally spaced. The corresponding vibrations are standing waves, meaning waves that move up and down but do not travel along the string. The waves are suicidal shaped, like a sine curve, wavy line of a rather elegant shape that arises in trigonometry. In 1740, the English mathematician Brooke Taylor published the fundamental vibrational frequency of a violin string in terms of its length, tension, and density. In 1746, Frenchman Jean Leron d'Alembert showed that many vibrations of a violin strings are not suicidal standing waves. In 1748, in response to d'Alembert's work, the prolific Swiss mathematician Leonhard Euler worked out the wave equation for a string.
In the spirit of Isaac Newton, this is a differential equation that governs the rate of change of the shape of the string. In fact, it is a partial differential equation, which means that it involves not only rates of change relative to time, but also rates of change relative to space. It also expresses, in mathematical language, the idea that the acceleration of each tiny segment of the string is proportional to the tensile forces acting upon that segment. Euler did not only formulate the wave equation, but he also solved it. He almost got into an argument with Daniel Bernoulli, the one who also solved the wave equation, but by a totally different method.
According to Bernoulli, the most general solution can be represented as a superposition of infinitely many suicidal standing waves. This apparent disagreement began a century-long controversy, eventually resolved by declaring both Euler and Bernoulli right. The reason that they are both right is that periodically varying shape can be represented as a superposition of an infinite number of sine curves.
Wave equation is everywhere. Fluid dynamics describe the formation of nature and water waves, theory of sound, transmission of sound waves, and vibration of air, where molecules become compressed and separated. And then it showed off in the theory of electricity and magnetism changed the human culture forever. Electricity and magnetism have a long, complicated history. Wave equation involving accidentally discovered and K experiment as well as mathematical and physical theories. Their story begins with William Gilbert, a physician to Elizabeth I who discovers the Earth as a huge magnet and observed electrically charged can attract or repel each other. It continues such a people of Benjamin Franklin, who in 1752 proved that lightning is a form of electricity by flying a kite in a thunderstorm. And then Luigi Calvin, who noticed electrically spark cause a dead frog leg muscle to contract. Alessandro Volta invented the first battery throughout March of this year. Development, electricity, and magnetism were seen two quite distinct natural phenomena. The person who set the unification in the train was the English physicist and chemist Michael Faraday. He was especially fascinated over electricity and magnetism because he knew that the electric current could create a magnetic force, and after he spent 10 years trying to prove that a magnet could produce electric current, he succeeded in 1831. He had shown that magnetism and electricity were two different aspects of the same thing. Faraday also advised the theory of magnetism. Not being a mathematician, he cast ideas in physical imagery. Faraday has no mathematician but his successor James Clerk Maxwell. Maxwell expressed Faraday's ideas about lines and forms in mathematical equations. For magnetic and electrical fields, the distribution of magnetic and electrical charge by 1864. He had refined this theory down to a system of four differential equations that related changes in the magnetic field to the changes of electrical field in the revealed of asymmetry between electricity and magnetism, each affecting the other of similar manner. Either the elegant symphony of Maxwell equation had humanity made the leap from violins to video. A series of algebraic manipulations extracted the wave equation from Maxwell equation, which is implemented to existence of electromagnetic waves.
Moreover, the way the creation implied these electromagnetic waves travel with the speed of light. One immediate deduction is that the light itself is an electromagnetic wave. Just as the violins can vibrate at many frequencies, so can the electromagnetic field, and that's according to the wave equation. Strings with different frequencies produce different sounds. Visual electromagnetic waves with different frequencies produce different colors. Maxwell's proposed equations needed to be tested to know if they do apply on the physical world. Hertz, as a German physicist through experimentation, who was able to generate electromagnetic waves at the frequency we now call the radio. Elmo Marconi. He successfully carried out the first wireless telegraphy in 1895 and received the first transatlantic radio signal in 1908. The rest, as they say, is history. Radar, television, and videotapes soon came after. So next time you use your TV and watch a movie, remember that without mathematicians, none of these marvels would have been invented.
I'm Mark John Lloyd R. Cocos.
Erron, Cody G, Apsay.
Here, Jewel Angela Porras.
Marianne Veron Era.
And I'm Nicole,
Ashley A. Cocos. Thanks for watching!